my Patreon beauties. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing all right. I got a little under the weather. I'm still a little nasally. I was feeling really, really great, and decided to take my son to do some man stuff up in North Carolina. And we fished, caught a bunch of fish and shotguns and just all kind of fun stuff. And I even slept on an air mattress. I was really concerned about that. But, you know, I've got to get on with my life somehow. And I did okay. Anyway, I got back, and there was a lot of, it was a real humid area. There was a pond in the back, a river out the front, and I think it was just really humid in there. And anyway, I think I got some kind of strep throat or something, because it felt just like strep. And my lungs got a little congested, but a couple days of antibiotics, and I'm back in action, so everything is good. I wanted to play you what I think is my best vocal performance I have ever done. You know, when I set out on this road to be a singer, you kind of have choices, but I'm sure I've said it on here. I know I've said it a bunch of places. I always felt like life kind of treated me like a pinball, like I didn't have a 5-year plan. I just bumped into something that kind of pushed me this way, and it pushed me that way, and then I just kind of eased into that, and the next thing I know, I was writing songs, and I sang them the way that I wrote them, and that's how you got familiar with me, and I'm grateful for that. But there was a part of my singing that I never really got to explore too much in my records, and it was something that I had hoped to do, and I still would love to try that in the future. You're never too old, right? So, but I have a rock and blues kind of edge. I just realized the reverb is still on. I was working earlier. Anyway, it sounds kind of cool. I'm going to leave it. I hope it doesn't bother you. But I have a rock and a blues kind of a thing that I can do with my voice that I did not use very much on my records. And Dennis Matkosky and I wrote a song called Lay Down Your Gun. And it's just a scratcher and a scraper. It's just rootsy, dirty rock and roll. And you know, I knew that it wasn't like a Travis Meadows song per se, so we just had fun with it and did whatever we wanted to with the recording. We talked about different ways that we could record it. We could, you know, go the Nashville route and just get a band. And I said, you know, my buddy Tyler Bryant, there's just nobody better at this kind of music. Why don't we get him to do it? And Dennis was fine with that. And boy, were we ever glad, because he killed it. It was so good. And Dennis Matkosky, for those of you curious, he wrote Maniac. You know, we did some songwriter nights, and to hear somebody sing and perform that song is insane. To think, like, God, you wrote that. It's so crazy. It started off kind of as a song. He said it started off kind of campy about a crazy woman, like a really crazy woman, and then they had to tweak it a little bit for the movie, and that's what, you know, became famous. But anyway, he's a great guy. So we all got together over at Tyler's, and Tyler played guitar and I sang, and most of this was live. Like, we didn't do a lot of punch-ins. So you know, you're hearing it raw and gritty. I do think there's a little bit of distortion on my voice, but it fits perfectly. Now I should probably warn you, there are some bad words in here. So if you're allergic to cuss words, just don't hit play. And I would also give a warning for children under let's just say there may or may not be at least one F-bomb in this song, but it's placed perfectly, and it needs to be there. So I apologize in advance for that. And with that, I will play the song and let you hear. If you were to ask me, catch me anywhere, if I was sitting on a lawn chair in Alabama, or a picnic table in Kentucky, or if I was under an umbrella in Tahiti, and you came up and you said, what do you think is the best vocal you ever did? I wouldn't even hesitate. I would say this one.
Chains around your heart, they look a little barbed wire rusted. You were in the middle of a long hard ride. You were running Cadillac fast. I'm a bad motherfucker and I wanna be a lover, but I can't pick up your past. Honey, lay down your gun. Honey, lay down your gun. You need love, come and get you some. Mississippi, so many twists and turns. I wanna jump in the middle, do a little bit of swimming, honey, kiss you where it hurts. It must be hard being who you are, 'cause I know where you've been. You got knocked down, pushed around, honey, rolled over like a bowling pin. I ain't him, I ain't him, I ain't him. Lay down your gun. Honey, lay down your gun. You need love, come and get you some. Lay down your gun. Honey, lay down your gun. Honey, lay down your gun. I will watch your bullets, baby, one by one. Honey, lay down your gun. You some.
Listen how high this goes.
Down your gun. Honey, lay down your gun. Honey, lay down your gun. I'll watch your bullets, baby, one by one. Honey, lay down your gun. 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 Honey, lay down your gun.
mercy. That is good. Did you like that as much as I did? Because, I mean, I would buy tickets to that every night of the week, and I ain't even crazy about my singing. But that's amazing. When I went for those high notes, the look on my co-writer's face, he didn't know that I could sing that high. It shocked him. Like, he thought that I was stretching it when I hit those first high ones, because the first one was honey, yeah, the second one, honey, but when I'm honey, and got the real high ones, God, I missed those high notes. You had no idea. But anyway, it shocked him, and he stood up, and everybody was like kind of cheering when I hit those high notes. So it was a lot of fun being there. And with that, I hope you enjoyed it. I love that song. Love my friend Dennis Matkosky, and love my friend Tyler Bryant. And I love you, and I hope you're doing well. And I hope you enjoyed that song, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you.